Hey guys, welcome to our forever property. Today we're going to talk about mixing concrete. So this is one of those things that is involved in most of my big projects, and I can just relate back to this video if anybody has any questions. I'll also do an additional video if you guys have a bunch of comments, things that you want to see, things I should have added, things that maybe I need to change. But while you're down there making comments, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and ring my bell. We'll talk about setup. In this case, I chose the location I chose because it's in the shade the majority of the day. It's got access to the water, electricity, even though if I didn't, I would just get another hose or another extension cord. Fortunately, I have a tractor, so I can bring the rock and sand to me. If you don't have a tractor, your mix location will most likely be wherever they dump the sand and rock. All right, so my basic process on setup, I dump all the sand that I need where I want the sand. I go get a bucket of rock with the tractor, pull it up, set it on top of the sand. Now I can just shovel both those things right into the mixer. I set the mixer right next to it. I usually set the mixer either level or facing straight downhill, never on a slant, because it can have a tendency to tip over. Probably one of the more inconvenient things that can happen while you're doing this process. And then off to the side where it can't get wet, I do the Portland cement. I cut the Portland cement in half using my spade, and then I lift them up, rip them the rest of the way, and then I have half bags of Portland cement, the 47-pound bags of Portland cement. Now I have the setup. I got the water. Always try to hook the water. This is something I learned about 2 years ago. So 3 years in the process, I always hook this somewhere so I don't have to bend over every time. Seems like a super small thing, but you'll thank me for that later. I hooked it on the fence this time, but there was always something to hook on. All right, so now you're set up. So now we're getting to the mixing of the concrete. How much do we put in? When do we put it in? And how does this whole process go? That's probably why you're here, right? That's the main thing you want to see. So let's get right into it. First, I throw in the water. It's about 2.5 gallons. The first time you can put it in fill a 5-gallon bucket up halfway, dump it in there, and see where your line is. Remember where that line is, because if you mark it, that mark's just going to go away as you mix the concrete. But now that you have your line set in your mind, fill it up with a water hose from there on out, right? Spraying it out, making sure you don't have stuff stuck to the side as you go. Now you have the water in there, first thing. Second thing, 6 shovelfuls of rock. Throw 6 shovelfuls of rock in there, get that mixing up. It also helps clean off the side a little bit. Now you can put your Portland cement. The half bag of Portland cement, that 47-pound bag, dumping it in there slowly. So as it goes into that mixer, it doesn't get stuck to the side. You might hear me say it doesn't get stuck to the side several times, because it really sucks when that happens. You got to get your shovel or some kind of pick or scrape it off on the side so you get a good mix. If you can avoid that, that's preferred. So now that we've got the Portland cement in there, 8 shovelfuls of sand. Once again, put it in there slowly. If you hear the mixer start to make a whiny noise, then you need to stop. You either need to add water or you need to lift up on the handles to get a good mix going again so that you can continue on. You don't want to keep on going because then it's just going to get that much harder. But once you get the 8 shovelfuls of sand, it's mixing good, throw in 6 shovelfuls of rock, and now you have your mix. You can let it sit there. Usually I let it sit and mix while I'm going to dump my wheelbarrow, and then I come back and it's ready to pour in the wheelbarrow, and then I get to mixing again. And this cycle keeps on going until you have all the concrete that you want thrown in the place that you want it to be thrown. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. So you stuck around this far. Hopefully you got something out of it. Smash that like button, subscribe, ring my bell, do all those things. It helps me help you. And let's keep this process going. I'm hoping to grow this YouTube channel. You can grow with me. All right. Thanks, guys.